Today, we're bringing you another San Diego real estate market update right here. We're sitting in June 2024, and we're going back to our comment section because I'm making videos for you guys. So if you guys are leaving comments about certain areas you want me to cover or certain even topics, if it's just like, what's going on? How do I sell my house? How do I buy a house here in San Diego? Or what's going on in this neighborhood? Or what's going on in this zip code, city, etc. Whatever it might be, we make videos right here for you guys. So today's comment was, please make a video on 92114. So starting off, if you guys are like, where the heck is 92114? Just south of the 94 freeway. It's in Encanto, that little area. So a few little surrounding areas as well, but just due east of downtown. And we're gonna compare it to the city of San Diego. So here is 92114, just east of downtown San Diego, but the city of San Diego is quite large. So it encompasses a much broader market than just 92114. You have some parts of Carmel Valley going up to Rancho Bernardo, a little touch into Escondido up there, but it will be a good comparison to see what's happening in San Diego versus these micro neighborhoods. Because like I mentioned in every single video, every city is going to be different. Every neighborhood is going to be a little bit different. So seeing what's happening in your specific neighborhood, but also having a good idea on the trend, what's happening in San Diego as a whole, is always a good idea, especially if you're looking to buy or sell a house right here in San Diego. And if you are looking to make a move, you got some questions you want to pick our brain, just as a quick reminder, I'm Chris Erickson. We got a real estate crew right here in San Diego, and you can hit us up. All of our contact info is right below in the description. We want you to reach out. If you're thinking about moving, thinking about buying, you're thinking about selling, we want to get you dialed in, start that conversation, no pressure, no hassle, just kind of answer some questions for you guys so we can start putting together a plan and make sure you're dialed in. So when the time comes, you are all squared away. So we're going to start here, San Diego 92114, then we'll jump into the city after that. This week, the median list price of San Diego 92114 was $767,000. And so you can see we're still in a strong seller's market. As if you've seen our other videos, a lot of the neighborhoods we're covering are in at least a seller's market, if not a strong seller's market. Some of the coastal cities where we were like Encinitas, maybe some La Jolla's, stuff like that, they were in definitely a seller's market still, but not as hot as some of these markets that are a little more affordable here in San Diego. Now, when we compare it to the city of San Diego, this week, the median list price for San Diego, California was just shy of $1.4 million. And here we're still in a strong seller's market, but just a little bit less, where this one is hovering closer to 70. This one's tipping off a little closer to 60. So this is just a scale 1 to 100, 100 being like super heavy seller's market. There's like multiple offer situations. It's going for a ton over ask, to where you get closer to that 30 mark, which becomes a buyer's market, where either you have just a lot less buyer demand, or potentially there's a lot more inventory, a lot more homes on the market. So with those two factors, you can skew a little bit towards a buyer's market. Now, hopping into a little bit of data from Redfin, the 92114 housing market is very competitive. Homes receive 9 offers on average and sell in around 24 days. And to compare it to a few other cities, like some of them what I mentioned, Encinitas, Carlsbad's, all those little bit more coastal neighborhoods, we are still seeing multiple offers, but since they're in higher price points, it might be like 1, 2, or 3 offers. So you can see, just compare it to other areas, there is definitely some significant demand here. And part of it, like I said, is due to that price point. The price points there are up 13.3% over last year, which is pretty strong and comparative to a lot of other neighborhoods and cities within San Diego. And so one number that we could keep an eye on to see how is the market, how quickly are homes selling, is the days on market. When we compare days on market, something interesting happens. Since San Diego is a little more expensive, interest rates are a little bit higher, you would tend to see days on market a little bit higher for these neighborhoods. But as you can see here, in 92114, the median days on market is 20. You can see it spiked up right kind of at the beginning of the year, going from January to February, whereas the city of San Diego has seen a spike down from January to February and just kind of holding steady in March and April. So if this number continues to trend up, it means the market is softening a little bit, or at least there's less buyer demand out there. So it potentially doesn't necessarily mean prices are going to fall, but it could mean that there are, well, 2 things: either more homes coming on the market, so more inventory, meaning the current buyers that are out there are able to have more options, so the homes are taking a little bit longer to sell, or there's potentially less buyers out there. If the number of homes still stays relatively the same going into these next few months, and this number continues to rise, it's going to be that there are not as many buyers out there. And as you can see here, it's still, even with rising number of days on the market, it's still very competitive. Many homes get multiple offers and some are seeing waived contingencies. So let's compare it to a few other cities. If you're looking at 92131, you're looking at that Scripps Ranch area, a little bit more competitive than 92114 in Canto. And then looking at 91913, it's sitting at 90. So it's like Otay Ranch area of Chula Vista. It's going to be one of the most competitive markets out there. Once again, most homes get multiple offers, sell for about 1% above list. Market days are slightly less, sitting at 10 days, and hot homes can sell for about 4% above list price. Now, where does 92114 sit as far as sales to list price? You're sitting at 101%. And this is just going to take into account all the homes that have sold. So some could be less, some could be more. You can see it tracks right along with the city of San Diego. We did have a little bit of a bump in March, April, May of 2022. This is when things got very competitive. So you're looking at 105, 106% above list price. And it's comparing relatively the same to the city of San Diego. So homes that have sold above list price. And for 92114, it's tracking closer to that 66%, where the city of San Diego is sitting right about 50%. So this number would give me an indication that it is a little bit more competitive in that market. I'm going to say it's partially due to the price point in there as well. And here's a few more insights. So this was an $800,000 offer. The house sold for $900,000. This $800,000 was actually $75,000 over asking. So the original list price on this home was $725,000. It was a 5-bedroom, 3-bath, approximately 2,000 square foot home. They said their clients offered $75,000 over ask with clean terms, which means quick closings, quick loan contingencies, quick appraisal times, all that kind of stuff. They were still not in the top 5 offers. On this, it said there's 15 competing offers. Now, this is 7 weeks ago, so we're still in that buying season. Without knowing exactly what home this is, it could have been a pricing strategy where it was priced a little bit under list price, got a lot of interest, a lot of people going in there, and depending on what the condition of the home was, I'm assuming if they had this many offers, the condition of the home was relatively dialed in. You're going to get a lot of that interest, especially the more prepped a home is, the better it's going to sell. Part of the reason we've probably seen multiple offers in 92114 is due to the number of homes coming on the market. It has been very limited. I'll click on San Diego City and show you kind of the trend there, but the trend here has been relatively low. Usually during this time, you'd want to see the number of homes coming on the market, the number of new listings start to rise. Now, right now in May 2024, there were 31 new listings. We did see that trend 41 from April, but that drop is going to put a little bit more pressure on the pricing. And this has been relatively low over the past few years. You can see going back into December of 2022, we've kind of had a sideways trend. If we go back to a more normalized year, let's go into May of 2019, we were sitting 62 homes. So relatively higher. We were sitting about twice as many in, let's call it a normal year. And then when we pop on the city of San Diego, you see that trend right here, 943, 1081, 1158, 1255. And as a buyer, this is what you would want to see to have a little bit of relief in the market. More choices, more homes competing for the number of buyers out there. Whereas we saw 92114, that number is still relatively low and not necessarily trending up. So in May of 2024, we saw 1,255 new listings. Then let's compare that to May of 2019 when we saw 2,056 homes come on the market. And so as we dive into these videos, I want comments, I want questions, I want to figure out what you guys want us to create here, what kind of content you want us to make so that we're covering all the gaps and make sure you guys are well informed. So what does the rest of 2024 have in mind? Well, it really depends on what we're seeing in interest rates, what's happening in the number of homes come on the market. If we see that rise significantly, then we could definitely see a change in the market. But as always, every neighborhood's different, every city is a little different. If you guys want us to cover specific areas, even if you just have questions about real estate, like I mentioned earlier, drop us a comment below or feel free to reach out. We are a real estate crew right here in San Diego, and all of our contact info is right below. We got your back when making the move here in San Diego.